Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. In today's video, I will be talking about Notion. More specifically, I will be talking about the tables feature in Notion. Now before we get into the video, I would just like to thank you all for making this channel reach 11 subscribers. It really means a lot to me. Now, let's get into the video. So let's get into the tables feature of Notion now. So I'm just starting this empty page and there are two ways to get the table. I two formats. One is an inline table, which is the sort used over here, and the second one is a normal table, which you would use, which is this one, the full page. So in this, you start with two columns, the name and the tags. Right now, I'll just cover the tags feature. So on the tags, these are essentially sort of like your decoders, where you can use a filter option to filter out the options based on these tags. So you can add options like high energy, low energy, etc. And then over here, if you want to change the color of these, you can easily change it over here and make it blue, whichever color you prefer. And then if you want to create an option as you just seen, what you have to do is you have to type your option or tag name such as homework. And then you have to click the enter key or return depending on which keyboard you use. And then your option or tag would be created. Then you can add more columns to this button over here and you get all these property types. These last four you can also use, but moreover it is used in teams where you want to know which was created last, if there are any edits done, so that if you're just going through it, you know which ones to look at. You can also use this personally by having a task table and just editing as per and filtering actually as per the last edited time. That way you can find the most recent task that you have. Now if you go back to this table, you have this name column. Over here you can essentially create your whatever you need, and it opens as a separate page. So each of these rows have a page in them which stores more informational, and it is a very informational way to get everything required rather than obviously some other ways people usually use it. They would have the task here, then they would have what would have to be done in that task in a different book and everything, which is a much more long and lengthy process. But here you have effectively everything you need. And when you open this page, you have all of your properties over here. You can add a property in here itself as well. And you can customize this page so you can have backlinks and all of these other options. Now this is create a template button. This create a template essentially creates a template for only that table which you have made. So it doesn't cross over into other tables, which is very great because then you won't have crossing of different templates which you don't use in one table but use in the other. So here I can create my own template. I can have a heading here if I want, and I can have the homework details here. Then after that I can like have extra materials and everything else, and even due date. Now once you're done with your template, and you also add your own tags here, so it automatically puts those for you as well. So once you finish this, you can just go back and then you get a template here as an untitled template. That's because I haven't named that template actually. And then in here you see it has come back. So this is very useful because it allows you to automatically get the format required. Like let's say that you're writing an article. You can get a database where all your articles are stored and you can just have them all organized through a template so that you are ready to do whatever you need to do very quickly and easily. Like here has YouTube ideas. If I go here, you can see this is actually a template. Like if I create a new one and I open this one like here, like so, I have ideas of video. And then when I open this, you will see video name, topic, script, etc. So that helps a lot because it very easily allows you to organize your data. Now coming to this inline table, these inline tables are actually used such as over here if you just want to show particular parts of your data, and that's where the filter option comes in handy, which I'll just show you. So let's say that I just want to see the homework. You see that there's three columns over here currently, but then if I add a tag and then I put contains homework, you'll see only the homework one comes. And this is what was done in these GTD dashboards as well. Like here, if I click on the filter, you'll see related to table is empty. And all these have the separate option, like here tag contains this and done is that. And all these other stuff. So that is very helpful because then you can have a sort of a backend where you store all the data. Then have a front end with everything organized neatly, so that it's very easy to read everything that you have. And these options turn blue once you add a certain thing to it, like the filter turns blue. Now the search option is very great as well, because let's say that you have a very big table that it goes like maybe like 3-4 pages down. You need to scroll quite a bit, but you know what you want. So here you can just put, like, let's say that I want to go to the physics one. It wouldn't show me right now because the filter option is there. But once I remove filter, you see it immediately comes up. So that is very useful because then you can search it up in a very big database. Like, let's say that you have a lot of tasks that you've added and they've backlogged over time. And you just want to find one which are due soon. You can get the filter option. Or if you want to see a particular one which you're just interested in looking at, you can just type it in the search bar. Then these add view buttons add a view to your data. So like let's say that you want a list, it will just show you as a simple list view like this, which is just like a simple way to see just the main part, which is the tags and the name. Another view which I've seen to be very beneficial is this board view, which is a Kanban board. So here you can see it like this. Like if I go to the YouTube ideas table and I go to the table view, you would see all of the options like this. But then when you see it in the sort of a board view, you get a better idea of everything and it looks much neater. So that's another beneficial feature of Notion, because if you have a tasks table with all the dates in it, you can just add a calendar view as well, which is very useful because then you can get all of your data in the form of a calendar. And you can just keep scrolling down and keep going to the next month and next month and next month. And then you can make it into like today, then you can change this view as well if you want, and all of that extra stuff. So that is basically all you would require starting with tables, and this is effectively everything there is in tables. In case you want me to cover the options of, let's say, the formula and the relations and the roll up, put it on it in the comment section down below and I'll be sure to answer it and will be happy to make a video based on it. And in case you have any ideas of the next video which you want to see in this series, be sure to put in the comment section down below and I'll be sure to look at those comments as well. And if you have any experience with Notion, please feel free to put in the comment section down below because people may benefit from it. So thank you for watching this video. I hope you found it to be beneficial and I hope that it proved to sort out any kind of doubts that you had about the tables feature. So once again, thank you for watching and see you in the next video.